Such a pleasure to, at the beginning of the school year, to welcome a teacher, an actual teacher, Amy Hewett-Olatunde is with us from St. Paul. I just went to my high school class reunion a week ago, and we sat around talking about our children, and we sat around talking about teachers who become so vivid, more and more vivid as you get older. You will be remembered. Amy teaches at a charter school in St. Paul called LEAP, L-E-A-P, which stands for Limited English Achievement Program.
Correct. Yep.
And she is engaged in the most challenging sort of work you can imagine for a teacher. She takes into her high school and teaches in the classroom teenagers from what we used to call Burma, Myanmar, and they're people who have been pushed out of their country by the military as part of ethnic cleansing, and they've been housed in refugee camps for a long, long time, years and years, and now they've just landed in this country, and they come to you, 14, 15, up to maybe 21 years old,
right, going
to high school. A regular high school could not handle these people. They take up time, and they might get lost in a regular English class in a regular school. So there you are. You faced how many of them? You had 5 classes this fall?
6.5 classes.
6.5 classes, and each about 15 or 20 young people in it.
Sure.
Some with no English whatsoever.
No English at all.
And you with no Burmese.
No.
No.
Or Karen, no.
No. Karen.
Karen.
They're Karen people.
Correct.
I see, and they've been pushed out, and here they are. They must be shocked.
Shocked, but happy to be in a classroom.
Yes, right. Nobody's pushing them around.
No,
Least of all
we don't
you.
push them as teachers. No, we don't.
So where do you start them the first day?
Well, we start by welcoming them into our classroom and showing them that we are here to educate them.
Hello.
And we start
My name is Amy.
Well, correct.
Yes.
Correct. We start with the very basics of my name is, where are you from? What languages do you speak? So things very similar to what you would teach at a very low level for primary school students here. So just adapted for high school students.
Do they imagine that they're going to go back to Burma when things quiet down, if they do?
Many of them would love to. However, they know that the situation in their country will not allow them to at the present time. They have dreams of going back and creating a country that is safe for them. But for the time being, they're very grateful to be in the United States and to get an education that is free, that is uninterrupted, and that is just welcoming to them.
And what do you start them out reading when you get to the reading part?
Well, that's a little bit more difficult. So as high school students, we have to find materials that are applicable to them, that they can relate to at their age. And so the resources tend to be a little bit more limited, but when you're trained as an ESL teacher, we're able to scaffold or level English. Scaffold, yes.
Scaffold.
Not on the side of a building, but scaffold the language.
I associate a scaffold with execution by hanging, so.
No, we tend to not want to do that with our students.
I would have a problem then talking about that. So what do they face? They will become citizens?
They want to become citizens,
yes,
but that takes time.
Right.
And they want to be able to have the same opportunities their native peers have. They want to get an education, they want to graduate, they want to carry on with a career or go to post-secondary education. They want to be able to not just survive, but they want to thrive in this country and be given the same opportunities that anyone else is given.
And this is a big immigrant group, right?
It's a very large immigrant group,
really?
But an amazing immigrant group.
Yes. How's that?
Well, if you're an ESL teacher, English as a second language teacher, you are very, very much in love with your students, and you know that they have faced very difficult backgrounds, coming from oppressive governments, war-torn countries, limited education because it wasn't given to them, and so they just make learning and teaching them so incredibly enjoyable every single day.
Really?
Every single day, yeah.
Every day?
And they're high school age students.
Really?
They're teenagers, and I love teaching them. I mean, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find an ESL teacher that does not love teaching their students.
So they don't have that sense of entitlement?
No, quite the opposite.
No,
quite
but
the
they're
opposite.
still teenagers.
They
and,
are
and
still
they want to be
teenagers.
cool, right?
They want to be cool,
Yeah.
and they still have the same tendencies that some teenagers have.
Moodiness.
Moodiness, sounds in
The
class.
love
that
of
maybe,
inappropriate music.
Yes,
Yes?
yes, with an accent, yes.
And do they find ways to torture their parents?
They're very respectful of their parents,
Oh.
and they're very respectful of their teachers, and makes it very easy to be in a classroom with them.
Are you creating American teenagers out of these Karen kids who are then going to have a hard time getting along with their Burmese parents?
I'm not creating anything. They are who they are, and so they make those choices. And I think it's so inbred in them to be respectful to their elders that, I'd say more times than not, they will continue to act respectfully to their elders.
Do they text?
They do, but not in my class. No.
Aha. Good. So you're on a tight ship.
Tight but loving, yes.
I'm a little surprised to find a woman with a PhD in education who still wants to be in the classroom.
I don't want to leave the classroom ever. So when I go teach university classes, what I do during the day with my high school students really is applicable to when I'm teaching my pre-service teachers what is going to happen in a classroom. It's more credible.
You're a busy person.
Yes.
You having fun?
Yes.
You are. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amy Hewett-Olatunde, Teacher of the Year in Minnesota.